Well, our next guest asks, why don't the Democrats replace scandalous Biden in the 2024 presidential election?
And joining us to discuss, branding advisor to CEOs Marc Rudov, plus business and political commentator John Burnett. Marc, take it away.
Well, it's very simple. You remember in 2020 when Joe hid in his basement? Why did he hide in his basement? Because they told him, we have the election all sewn up, don't worry about it. Same thing's happening now. The guy's unpopular, he's scandal-plagued, he falls when he goes up the stairs, he falls when he comes down the stairs, he shakes hands with Casper the Ghost. You would think that they would want to replace a guy like this. Why bother? He's going to win. There's a pollster, a Republican pollster named Matt Towery with the Insider Advantage. And he said a week or so ago that he thinks it's more likely than not that the Democrats are going to keep the White House, retake the House, and keep the Senate. Now, why is that? Because the typical Republican voter, contrary to what Republican leaders believe, really doesn't know very much, and he doesn't vote. Now, you take the typical Democrat voter, who's dumber than a box of rocks, he votes. And that's why Joe Biden is going to win in 2024. Now, the voting problem is Ronna McUseless. I said on National Report in January, if they reelect Ronna McUseless as RNC chair, Trump can't win in 24. And it's looking like that. I mean, you see what happened with the DOJ. Okay. It's the deep state in action. This is what's happening.
Yeah. All right, John Burnett.
You know what, Marc? I love you, right? I know your last name is Rudolph, but you're for this moment, you're Marc Reckless, right? Because what you just said is reckless to the GOP. We need to harness this energy and make sure that our votes, as well as conservative Democrats or moderate Democrats, come out and vote for our candidate. Saying that this election is already fixed and already decided actually quells the energy that is building and doesn't serve the purpose to elect a leader to move our nation forward beyond what the damage that Biden has already done. And the thing is, the Democrats, if they actually take Biden down and put somebody else up, they're actually stating that their progressive agenda is not right for America, right? So they're speaking against their own interest.
Marc.
Well, John, I hate to break it to you, but I'm not a cheerleader for the Republican Party, even though I support Trump. Just as Matt Towery is a Republican pollster, and he said that he thinks that the Democrats are going to win in 24. What I'm doing is I'm using my brain. I'm analyzing it. Joe is a disaster, but they're not replacing him. This is abnormal. Why aren't they replacing him? I already said the election is sewn up. Now, I think that my words should be a kick in the ass to every Republican watching me saying, you better get out and vote. And if you sit on your butt the way you normally do, you deserve to lose everything.
And we shouldn't say that the primary is definitely going to Trump. I love Trump, right? But there are a lot of people running, and some people may have not even announced yet, right? So we should just support open bids for contested leadership. That's what we should support, not say that it's rigged already, because we've been through that rhetoric for the last several years.
Just as when I work for a CEO, I tell them, I'm not a cheerleader for your company or for you. I'm here to report the facts and give you good advice. And if you don't like it, that's
Those
too
aren't
bad.
the facts. Those aren't the facts. And we should brand this election.
Again, I use my thinking cap and critical thinking, and I look at the scenario and I say, something's wrong with this picture. If you have a guy as defective as Joe Biden and they're not replacing him, there's a reason for it. He's the same defective guy who ran in 20, who didn't campaign, and he won.
I love you, Marc, but we should rewire your thinking cap just a little bit.
Well, I don't think you love me that much, John.
Yeah, I was going to question that interpretation.
I think it's good to know that thinking caps apparently work. I never knew they did.
Marc Rudolph, thank you. John Burnett, always a pleasure.